everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Georgia and today I'm going to be watching season 2 episode 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you want access to my uncut reactions, a link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. In the first episode of the season, Buffy was acting very different to normal. I'm not afraid to say it, she was acting like a bitch, but it was very evident as to why she had this sudden change, why she was pushing everyone away, because she was clearly traumatized about the fact that she literally died and just rose from the dead. She'd spent the summer quite isolated. She went to stay with her dad over the summer, and even he said that she seemed like she was quite distant. So even though she was away from Sunnydale where it happened, you know, it stays with you, something as traumatic as that. She very clearly had PTSD from the events of the season 1 finale, and she started acting out, being mean to everyone. It felt like she was pushing them away, but then the episode proved that she needed them all along in more ways than one. She needed them both emotionally and she needed them to help stop the resurrection of the Master. The Anointed One had started a plan. They dug up the bones that Giles, Willow and Xander had buried, and they were planning to resurrect the Master, and Buffy said that she was going to go and handle it on her own, but in doing that it was all a trap so that Willow and Giles could get kidnapped. So we had Cordelia, Miss Calendar's, Willow and Giles all hanging over the Master's bones, ready to be sacrificed. And then Buffy smashed the Master's bones to smithereens, which I felt like was a good outlet for her, because we saw those lingering looks when she saw where the Master was buried. She looked over like, oh, and it must have plagued her as well, the thought that he could come back, and then it was literally coming to life. The plan was in place for him to, and then she was the one that did that final blow, so he will never be resurrected again unless the Anointed One starts taping those bones back together. But I don't know if that'll work. But because she died, it really hammers home the message that she probably will die slaying, and she could die young. Yes, the Master is now gone, but there will be other things that she has to face, and she has to do this every day until one day she'll die. I don't think that fact is going to get any easier to accept. We just have to hope that Buffy stays winning and that the people around her dig through it all as well, because I think it would be just as painful if one of them died as well. Thankfully, Willow and Xander forgave her for her actions, though she was a bit afraid that they wouldn't, but they just started acting really normal with her in that final scene, so everything seems to be back on track there. Hopefully Buffy hasn't tried to push them away again, because I even preferred Cordelia last episode. Cordelia was the voice of reason and wasn't too bad, so that was astounding.
Come on, Stefan, rise and shine. Some of us have a ton of trig homework waiting.
I can't even imagine balancing slaying and homework.
Is this a bad time?
Are you crazy? You don't just sneak up on people in a graveyard.
When you first wake up, it's a little disorienting. He'll show.
It's weird to think of you going through that.
It is.
It's weird to go through.
I kind of want an angel flashback.
I just thought you'd have somebody with you. Xander or someone.
Xander.
Or someone.
Xander, of all people.
Are you jealous?
Oh, Xander? Please. He's just a kid.
Is it because I danced with him?
Danced with is a pretty loose term. Mated with might be a little close.
There was one little dance, which I only did to make you crazy, by the way.
Wow, respect the honesty.
Whenever we fight, you always bring up the
Okay,
vampire.
he showed.
I'm here to fight.
Angel, I thought he'd be better than this.
What do you mean he's just a kid? Does that mean I'm just a kid too?
Look, obviously I made a mistake
Technically,
coming
yes.
here tonight.
It takes more than that to get rid of me.
Oh god. Oh, she literally fell into a coffin. That can't be good for her trauma.
Whoever was buried here didn't rise from this grave.
They were dug up. What is that? A shoe?
She was dragged from it.
Grave robbers? Oh, Jesus. I liked that interaction between Angel and Buffy. I feel like they were both honest in that situation. I like that Buffy admitted that she was doing it to make Angel jealous, and he obviously was jealous even though he wouldn't admit it.
A social engagement, a date if you're amenable. You idiot!
Boy, I guess we never realized how much you like that chair.
He's practicing asking out Miss Calendar? Oh my god, Giles.
Mexican. Food. You take her for food, for which you then pay.
Oh, right.
We are talking Miss Calendar, right?
What makes you think that?
They know.
Simple deduction.
You know, I'm suddenly deciding this is none of your business.
You know, because that whole stork thing is a smokescreen.
That is funny because Giles is always the one giving them all the information, and now it feels like they almost have the upper hand. Even though Buffy and Xander have terrible dating history, Giles just seems so fluffable at the moment, like he knows nothing about how to do it. That practice, it was sweet, but not the way to go about it. Do you have a social engagement? A date. Fortunately for him though, because I'm pretty sure Miss Calendar reciprocates, if he tried to ask her out, I think she would finish the sentence for him. I don't think he would let him get to the end of it because he would just bumble about too much.
More or less. Angel and I took care of him.
Angel.
Oh, God.
There's something else, though.
Two jealous men.
Found an empty grave.
Grave robbing? That's new. Interesting.
I know you meant to say gross and disturbing.
Must put a stop to it. Damn it.
So,
He
why
lives
would
for this
someone want
stuff.
to dig up-
Why don't we ask Willow to fire this thing up and track Meredith down?
The Giles hating computer saga continues.
Smile.
Hey!
Oh, look at those legs.
No, thank you.
Is that his next photograph?
Cordelia is so fine. You know, she'd be just perfect for us.
Don't be an idiot. She's alive.
What? Are they the ones digging up the graves? Oh, what? I thought Willow might have a potential romance on the cards.
It says that Meredith and two other girls in the car were killed instantly. They were all on the Fondren High Pep squad, on the way to a game.
Demons who eat the flesh of the dead to absorb their souls. Or it could obviously be a voodoo practitioner.
You mean making a zombie?
What about teenage boys? I dread to think what they're doing with the... Oh, God.
I couldn't believe Angel. He was acting all jealous and he wouldn't even admit it.
Jealous of what?
Of Xander.
He may be a vampire, but he's still a male.
Daryl Epps, Chris's older brother. He was a big football star, all state 2 years ago.
Oh.
He was a one who runs and catches.
Was he a Studley?
Big time. All the girls were crazy.
That explains why Cordelia's upset them.
Rock climbing or something, he fell.
And that's
So
loud.
many tragic accidents happen in
Ever since then,
Sunnydale.
Chris has been real quiet, kind of in his own world.
Okay, Cordelia might actually be in danger. I don't like this music.
Xander Harris, if this is some kind of joke.
Cordelia in a bin, a sight I never thought I'd see.
Cordelia, this is the last place I expected you to hang out.
Angel?
I'm looking for Buffy.
Buffy?
She's with Xander.
Angel.
Xander. Angel. I thought you were taking the night off.
I was, but something came up. Somebody's been digging up the bodies of dead girls.
I know. We found some of them.
You mean like 2 of the 3?
I mean, like some of them.
Why are these terrible things always happening to me?
Oh, it's all about you.
So much for
Oh
a
my
zombie
God,
theory.
Xander.
So much for all our theories.
I think they kept some parts.
Oh,
Just
this is
get yuckier.
They
disgusting.
probably kept the other parts to eat.
Oh, stop! Willow, no! It's mainly grossing me out because I'm thinking of it from the point of view of those 2 boys.
What student here is going to be that well versed in physiology?
I can think of 5 or 6 guys in the science club.
Science boys.
You have to go? Aw, too bad. Keep in touch. Bye-bye.
I don't want to go alone.
Xander and Cordelia. Honestly, they're my favourite dynamic just because Xander's mean to her.
How about that? I always pegged him as a one-woman vampire.
That doesn't mean anything. Come on now. Xander's the one that almost kissed Willow. Just saying.
I'm going out, Mom. Mom?
She just doesn't pay him any attention whatsoever. Oh my God, she's watching his videos. It's so sad to see when people can't move on. 2 years later and she's still sitting there watching his videos every day.
Talking about
How can you sing over dead bodies? Oh,
my baby.
She's not your baby.
what are you wanting to do with this person that you're creating? Oh, that's why he had the pictures. And he said nice legs to that one girl, didn't he? Would they actually kill people though? Because they're digging up dead bodies. Well, yes, it's a crime. Yes, it's sick. They haven't actually murdered anyone. But with taking pictures of Buffy, Cordelia and Willow and any other girl in the high school, if he's admiring their parts, does that mean that they're planning on killing one of them in order to obtain them?
And speaking of love,
Oh, Giles.
Okay, Giles, just remember. I feel a thing, you feel a thing, but personal.
If Giles spoke like that, it would sound
She's a
so
techno
weird.
right? Ask her to bless your laptop.
Jenny, would it appear indecorous? No, not indecorous.
He didn't take Buffy's advice.
What I'm proposing is...
I gotta go. Sorry.
Oh,
Idiot.
he ended it the same way.
It's important. Why don't you just tell me at the game? I could pick you up after school and we'll grab a bite to eat on the way if you like. How do you feel about Mexican?
Oh,
And
what?
then whatever it is you want to tell me, you can just tell me then, okay?
Okay,
She basically did it for him.
that went well. I think.
All on your part, Giles. You did great.
What if it worked? What if that poor girl is walking around?
poor girls.
Can't be.
She'd be thinking.
That's not
What
possible.
are they gonna do with her?
I don't think we have to worry about that just yet. Apparently they found 3 heads in the dumpster.
That makes me worried that they'll kill one of them for a head.
If we wait too long, the onset of atrophy in the limbs will be irreversible.
We can turn up the current.
You know what we have to do?
No.
Hell, it's just one lousy girl.
I won't do it.
All for a literal lousy girl. This girl is made up of parts. Why?
Please don't make me.
But you gave me your word. You promised me, little brother. I wouldn't be alone.
What the hell? How did they get this to work? What? I did not think on any planet that trying to bring a Frankenstein person to life here would work. And yet they've done it with his brother already. Oh, Jesus. So they're trying to make him a girlfriend. Let the dead rest in peace. This is no life.
I need this, Chris. I need someone.
You could go out.
No!
Let people know.
They can't see me.
So he wants to live in isolation forever with a girl. Who's to say the girl will even want you? Oh, what's that
Show me.
metal on his arm?
This one.
Who's he gonna choose?
A man of taste.
Of course. If I know Cordelia, zombie or not, she's not choosing this life. It's sad, she probably has no clue whether or not he's home because she doesn't pay attention.
November 17th, 95. Daryl takes the kickoff. He sheds 1, 2, 3 defenders, and he breaks into the open field for a 95-yard touchdown.
Daryl should show his face to his mum because even though he is made up of parts, I think she would love having him back. She's not got over it. I think she'd take him back in any form, as sick as it might be. But she is not living like this, and she is being a terrible mother to her other son. That's probably one of his driving forces at bringing Daryl back, because his mum is so broken by it. She's not doing anything for him or for herself, so he's probably thought, right, I'll try and bring him back for her, and now Daryl's like, no, I'm not showing my face to anyone. Are they actually doing it in his house? Oh. Her son is downstairs and she doesn't even know.
Is something wrong?
Oh my god, Buffy. Don't worry, he's gone.
These kids are sick and twisted. Well, specifically him, Eric.
Oh my god, it's time for the cheerleader pyramid at midfield. I've gotta go. What, are you sure you're okay to go out there? Yeah, you don't understand. I have to go. I'm the apex.
Cordelia certainly likes to go on about her trauma, but she processes it very fast.
What you're doing is wrong.
I have to do this for him. He's all alone. Everybody loved him. And now he's all alone.
Oh my god.
Promise me!
Nothing's changed. We can still do this. You and me.
Did you just say date?
You noticed that, huh?
Hi, Miss Calendar.
Oh!
Perhaps you should circulate nearer the field. See what you can find.
Go away. His old life right in front of him. Oh, I am starting to feel bad now. That was very well masked.
What's going on? Just take off the blindfold. I promise I won't scream. I promise.
Cordelia?
Scream all you want. We're in an abandoned building.
This is what I mean. If Cordelia became one of him, a female version, I think she would rather kill herself than live like that because she is so vain. She cares about her appearance so much. She would rather die than look like that.
You were always good to me. Always noticed me. But I ignored you. I'm sorry. I'm glad I have a second chance to tell you that.
Yeah, and you have something even bigger to apologise to her for now.
I've learned to appreciate how much it meant that you wanted to be with me.
Yeah, now that you're ugly and dead.
You're gonna feel a little pinch, maybe some discomfort around the neck area.
Some
But don't worry.
discomfort.
When you wake up, you'll have the body of a 17-year-old.
Sure she does. Whoa. The reflexes.
Sarah, listen. I know what you're doing, okay? Your brother sent me to stop you.
He wouldn't do that.
Oh god, the gas, the gas, the gas.
You have to help me.
Let go!
Xander! Get me out of here!
As much as Xander hates her, he's not going to let her burn, is he? Imagine.
She's mine! No! Be together always. No. Mine.
I think it's for the best, to be honest.
I saw the fire. I figured you'd be here. Is everyone okay?
Yeah. We're okay.
Another boy? Seriously?
Although a good rule of thumb for a first date is don't do anything so exciting that it'll be hard to top on a second date.
Did you just say second date?
Yes, come on, Giles, get with the picture. I knew he wouldn't have to do any of the heavy lifting. She is there and ready to do it.
I just wanted to thank you for saving my life. If there was anything I could ever do to...
Do you mind? We're talking here. So where were we?
Wondering why you never did this.
Yeah, so why do you...
Straight back to normal. Oh my god. I actually feel a little bit bad for her there. She was trying to say that she would do anything for him to make up for it, and he's just like, bye. I do love it though, because he is the only one that ever says anything as mean to Cordelia as she does to everyone else. But she was in a very traumatic situation there, and he's just like, I don't care, go away.
Crazy, like a 241-year-old being jealous of a high school junior?
You finally are missing it?
I thought about it. Maybe it bothers me a little.
I could walk you home.
Subverting the gender roles there. Oh. Maybe now he finally can rest in peace. This was an interesting episode because for the first time... Well, no, actually it's not the first time, but it's an episode that shows how humans can be just as evil as monsters. And I do always find these episodes interesting when they're in Monster of the Week type shows, because humans are the scariest things of all. As humans are real, I don't believe in monsters and things like that, and vampires, so that kind of stuff very heavily leans on the supernatural side of things, but humans are more than capable of doing this type of stuff. Kidnapping girls, beheading people, cutting off their body parts to try and make a perfect human. I'm sure that's been done before. It's scary to think that people have the right to do this. As I just said, Eric had no relation to Daryl. He was just a friend of Chris who wanted in on making the perfect girl, and he was eyeing them up, taking pictures of them. Oh, nice legs. He was really reveling in the whole objectifying girls thing, and then saying what a beautiful girl this body they'd created was. It was dead body parts. That can't possibly be beautiful. He was, dare I say it, pure evil, because how did he not have any qualms about doing it? How was he so fine with it when he didn't even have a proper reason to? It's not like Daryl was his brother and he really wanted him to have a girlfriend. He seemed to just be doing it because he was having fun, and that's it. He had no issue with kidnapping Cordelia and sterilizing a blade to try and behead her. He was so calm in the whole situation until he got caught by Buffy, and then he kept running away, or trying to at least. He became a coward in that sense, but he was more than willing to do this to these girls, and that is so messed up. Choosing to bring Daryl back was a mistake. Of course, it's tragic and unfair that he died so young, as someone who had so much potential as well, it seems. And I empathise with Chris because of the way his mum is living at the moment. She pays him no attention. She spends all day watching Daryl's old football videos. She hasn't processed or moved on whatsoever. It's like living with a shadow. And he is literally living in Daryl's shadow because he can't compare in her eyes. But that doesn't mean you dig up your brother's dead body and sew body parts together to bring him back to life and then continue to do so with girls. You can't play God like that with people's lives. At least he had the sense of morality not to kill someone in order to do it. He was just doing it with dead people. And Daryl ended up choosing to die because he couldn't face the possibility of being alone and never having love. As I said though, I do think they should have shown his mum, because I honestly think that she would have loved it if she'd seen him back from the dead. But of course he's not going to want to live with his mum forever looking like that. He wants someone to love, and he chose to die rather than not have someone to love. I feel like I did feel a bit bad when he was under the bleachers looking at people playing football, because that was the life he used to live. But he was too willing to kill Cordelia for me to empathise with him fully. Because when he was brought back, he said that they shouldn't have done it, that it was wrong. And now he's willing to put someone else through that. Like, yeah, it's not on. I empathise with him a little bit because of the fact that he's died young, but being willing to put someone else through that, there's no guarantee they'll even love you, no guarantee it'll work properly. It was just too desperate and too far out of my comprehension. It was right that he died. There was no way he could have lived like that, or anyone else, Cordelia. It's not right. Loved Giles trying to work up the courage to ask Miss Calendar out on a date, and I just knew that she would do it for him because he's so nervous around her, but it's so cute because that is what you're like when you're around a crush. And so seeing a man in his 30s or 40s, I don't actually know how old he is to be honest, but seeing a full-grown adult still getting shy when trying to ask someone out, it just reminds you that we never really grow up. We're always going to be our teenage selves, I feel like. And Miss Calendar is a strong woman, although I feel like there was quite a lot of emphasis on women being strong this episode. Buffy of course is always strong, but I mean like emotionally and romantically strong, because Miss Calendar asked out Giles on the first and second date technically, and then Buffy was also like giving Angel some home truths, calling him out on his jealousy, admitting that she was trying to make him jealous, and then in that final scene they're offering to walk him home. It did feel like there was a little role reversal, subverting gender stereotypes in this episode, which is quite fitting considering the fact that Eric, Chris and Daryl were literally reducing women down to their body parts, but then the female characters were showing that there is so much more to being a woman than just having nice legs or a nice face. As I said, I'm still not really on board with the Angel and Buffy ship. The main thing that bothers me is the age gap. It's not that I don't think their relationship would last, because I don't think she could have a proper relationship with anyone, if I'm honest. At least with Angel, he's aware of her life as a slayer, he's aware of the supernatural. He is the supernatural, so it does kind of go against the grain because he is the thing that she should kill. But he's not a stereotypical bad vampire. He is someone that tries to do good. So I think they could work. It's just the icky age gap that bothers me. We saw from episode 5 of season 1 when she went on that date with Owen, her relationship with a normal teenage boy won't necessarily work out because Owen got one taste of that adventure and he just wanted the thrill. He didn't actually like Buffy for her. He just liked the excitement of being in her life and being in the life of a vampire slayer. And with Xander, if she did like him back, I think she'd probably be too worried about getting him killed. So with Angel, I think it could actually work better than if she was with a normal teenage boy, but the age gap, that's what bothers me. I've just never been a fan of age gap romances. Maybe when she's graduated high school and she's an adult, I'll feel differently, but for now, because she's 16, it just feels too young to be dating an old ass vampire. But dating a vampire poses other difficulties because he will live forever, whereas she definitely won't. She would be growing old and he would be staying the same age. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of bad points to it, but she's never going to have a normal relationship, that's for sure. So I suppose maybe we have to look at the emotional maturity here, and Angel is someone she can connect with in more ways than she would be able to a teenage boy. But, you know, we'll see how they develop. I do think at the moment it's nice to just see them talking because he is an outsider for her to talk to about this stuff, because he isn't a teenager, so she doesn't really talk to him about school and stuff. She talks to him about the supernatural side of things more. She has different people for different aspects, which I think is good. So for now, I'm liking their friendship dynamic. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching my reaction to season 2 episode 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you want access to my uncut reactions, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for episode 3. Bye.
Pimples on the cheeks, I bet you taste like